What's up, everybody? Bill here, down here at the Santa Ana River again, out for a 3.5 mile walk today. Happy Friday to everybody. It's my Sunday, so I'll be back to work tomorrow. But I've had a pretty chill weekend thus far. Nothing too much. As far as exercising go, just a few miles of walking, and that's about it. I'm still taking it easy on my legs, my knees, and just burning what I'm eating. Pretty much skipping lunch on my days off, just having some oatmeal for breakfast, and skipping lunch, keeping it kind of light because I'm not doing hard cardio right now. Just walking, just burning a little bit here and there until I feel like I want to get back to running and cycling again. It kind of goes in waves. When I was younger, I could get away with it, doing more hardcore working out more often, but at my age, my mid-50s, you got to be more conscious of how you're treating your body. At my age, recovering from alcohol and drugs and basically I was considered obese. Okay, I don't know about morbidly, but I was definitely obese at 240 some odd pounds at only 5'10". That's really heavy. So recovering from drugs and alcohol abuse and being obese at my age and trying to recover and lose the weight, it's a little bit taxing on my body at this age, and I think that's what I'm kind of dealing with here. It's not like it used to be 15, 20 years ago. Okay, it just doesn't work like that. So I got to be more conscious of what I'm doing to my body, what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, what I'm physically doing. I have to kind of take it easy a little bit more than I used to, as far as working out and stuff and doing stuff that's hard on my body. Just got to take it easy a little bit more. You can't go hard I can't go hard like I used to and get away with it. If I do, I'm going to pay with aches and pains. That's just how it is when you get to this age, man. And it's not like that for everybody, because everybody's different, man. Some people that are my age are in way better shape than me. Well, they're probably not recovering drug addicts and drug addict alcoholics, and they probably did things differently when they were younger, like when they're working out or whatever they're doing, going hard. They probably did it smarter. They probably stretched more. They probably warmed up properly, did things more properly, and it seems like where I'm at now in life, there's no doubt everything you do throughout your life has consequences. Everything. When I was younger, I thought, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought I could get away with a lot of things and not have to pay. I thought I was different. I thought that the rules didn't apply to me. But you know what? The older I got, the more I realized that wasn't the case. The rules do apply to me, and they apply to everybody. Nobody's special. We're only human. You play, you pay. whatever it is. If you're drinking a lot, guess what? Every beer you drink, you're going to pay one way or another, whether it be your health, your money, whatever, man. You know, that goes with everything. If you work out really hard early in life and you don't do things right, you don't work out properly, you don't warm up properly, you don't stretch properly, you don't do this and that properly, you don't eat properly, you don't hydrate properly, guess what? There's consequences to that. You know? You got this guy up here talking to himself, you know? How do you get like that? I wonder. I mean, there's definitely exceptions. There's people that are born with problems, you know, that is just out of, that they had nothing to do with. But a majority of people are in the situations they're in because of choices they made. Like I am, you know. I'm having these aches and pains and stuff because of things I did in the past. You know, the way I treated myself and the way I didn't treat myself. I'm not trying to preach, I'm just saying there's consequences to every little thing we do. Every decision we make in life, we're going to pay either, we're going to pay one way or another, whether it's good or bad. Okay? You make good choices in your life, you reap the benefits. You make bad choices in life, you know, you're going to pay. That's just how life is, man. You know, and there's not very many exceptions to that. Some people are genetically gifted and they can tolerate certain things more. They can do things better than other people just naturally. But that's kind of few and far between. Generally speaking, everybody's kind of the same, you know. And I thought I was different when I was younger. I thought I wasn't going to pay for a lot of the things I was doing. Well, I was wrong. Okay? And that's why I'm sober today, because all the choices I made when I was younger, they were, you know, a lot of them were not the best of choices. And, you know, it took me a long time to figure that one out. But I'm glad I finally figured it out. I wish you know, I kind of I knew this pretty much my whole life. I just, for some reason, didn't think they applied to me. Stupid is, stupid does, right? But, you know, I wanted to jump on here today and make this video because I just wanted to point the obvious out. Most people probably know this already, what I'm saying here. But some people, they don't know. Like I didn't know. I thought I knew, but I didn't know. That, you know, there's consequences to everything. The books I didn't read, the school, when I was in school, the things I didn't do, the things I did do, you know, all adds up throughout your life and kind of puts you where you are, you know. We are where we put ourselves for the most part, you know, with the help of others here and there, of course, but for the most part, we all kind of are where we are because of our own decisions and, you know, circumstances in some cases. But for the most part, generally speaking, most people put themselves where they are. So, you know, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to put myself in a better position in life and in a better position to feel better and look better and just improve everything that I got going on, you know. And as a, you know, a guy that's been around the block a couple times, and it's not my first circus, you know, I can tell you from experience that everything you do in your life puts you where you are. There's consequences to everything that you do and everything you don't do. So just keep that in mind as words of wisdom from an experienced clown from the circus, okay? So that's pretty much the point I wanted to make with this video, is, you know, pointing the fact out that I realize this more now than ever before in my life. I realized this fact for sure, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I came to that realization almost 2.5 years ago with the drugs, and almost 1.5 years ago with the alcohol. I'm not harping on it. I'm just saying that it is what it is. You know, I'm down here walking in this riverbed because this is my chi right here. This is what makes me feel good. You know, this is like peaceful to me, and I like this. Where before, what I was doing with myself, you wouldn't catch me down here. I'd be somewhere, either in a wherever I'm staying, in a bar, at a friend's, in a brewery, sitting there, you know, starting my day with alcohol and drugs, in a bathroom, doing a gagger in the bathroom, wherever, whatever, you know. That's how I was rolling back in the day, not that long ago. But we're not doing that anymore. You know, I'm just listening to myself more. I'm listening to reality more. I'm listening to everything more now. I'm more present. You know, I'm glad I'm like I am now, because, you know, I'm just here now. I'm not like out of it. I'm more present, and I like to be more present. Things are more real now for me. You know, they're not foggy. I'm not hazed out. I'm not, you know, inebriated, whatever, you know. I'm not preaching. I'm just saying, I'm speaking my mind here. That's all. It's kind of what's going on with me. But I did want to point that out about, you know, consequences, good and bad, of everything we do in our lives. You know, that's all life is to me. All life really is choices that we make for ourselves, right? They're either good ones or bad ones. You make good choices, you learn from those, and you try to make good choices like that in your future. You make bad choices, you learn from those, and you try not to make those same mistakes, you know? And it took me freaking 50-something years to figure that one out. So if you can get anything out of this video, and you're my age or younger, maybe it can help you come to this realization a little sooner than you might have without this information. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for this video. I'm getting back to my starting point here, but I'm down here, I'm getting some sun. It's a nice cool breeze going. It feels really good. I'm just walking it today. Nothing too serious, but it's really nice down here. I freaking love it down here. I can breathe. Like I said in my video yesterday, my eyes, my vision can stretch out, my lungs can stretch out, my legs, everything. I can flop around. I'm not going to hit nothing. So I'm feeling really good. Probably just going to, you know, go to the grocery store, do a little shopping tonight, get what I need for the week. Probably going to jam out on some guitar, do whatever, and enjoy my Sunday and get ready for my work week and try to have a good work week, you know? Why not try to have good life even at work the best you can, you know, since we have to do it anyways. At least me, I have to do it. I have to work. But I might as well try to make the best of that too, you know? So I hope you're all having a great Friday and a good day, and we'll check you all later. All right? See ya.